Hello guys and welcome to the SA DPC. We're back with some more Division 1 games. Very exciting here as we get into the first series of the day, Tempest versus Infinity. Tempest is a team that surprised many by beating Wolf. We thought they were going to be one of the easier opponents. No, Tempest actually played really well that game. Infinity not quite having the run they were expecting. They lost the Parker acquisition, which they got towards the end of the season. They lost him to Infamous. Now that they're just trying to recompose themselves, we'll see how they're able to do against Tempest as we get into this wonderful series. Joining me today are two Brazilians. They'll be here mourning Wolf's loss against Tempest and rooting for Infinity. Rayur, RDL, how you guys doing?
Hello, I'm fine.
Yes. RDL, my wonderful PMA man.
I'm very good. Very excited for the match today.
Yes. Well, can you tell me these teams? You got to watch Tempest last time, and you were telling me that you expected Wolf to be able to beat them, even if it was a 2-1. What did you think of seeing them? Did you feel like Tempest surprised you pleasantly?
Who, me?
You. Oh, that's worse. Yeah, you RDO. Yeah, you go. You go.
All right. So yes, they surprised me. I thought they wouldn't play that well, and they actually did play very well around the M and Z carry. So it's good to see them with a totally new lineup and having everything working out for them.
Yep. Here we see the standings a little bit. As you can see, Infinity only lost one game. Tempest only won one game. Not much of a decider. Right, were you on my panel last week as well for the Tempest game?
Yes, I was watching.
Yeah, you were also pleasantly surprised, right, with Tempest?
Yeah, I think everyone has high expectations on Wolf team because they have 5 TI players, but we tend to be more Wolf team sided. It surprised me that Tempest just won, but I think they managed to win the first game on the mistakes that Wolf team just make, especially on that fight on the Ancient on the bottom. On game 2, I think they were more like aggressive and they managed to just get the victory by themselves, you know. And props to Kotaro on the game 1 by just going crazy and just carried the game.
Yeah, that lane of Wu plus Kotaro really did work out. The remnants from Old Thunder Awaken, Old Lava, these guys have been together since forever. What do you think of their drafts as well? Because I was pretty impressed with Wu's drafting.
As we said the last time, he feels like a very experienced player. He knows what he's doing. He knows the region, what's a big deal. Like when you play in the region so much time, you know what people think, you know what they do, you know what they pick, and I think we'll just know that too much, and he's just outstanding on the draft.
For the Infinity game, on the other hand, RDO, we watched them against Beast Coast, which is not always a telltale sign, because Beast Coast is one of the top teams after all, but they did get kind of crushed by Beast Coast. Did you have higher expectations of Infinity? Did you feel like, were you expecting Beast Coast to crush them? Do you think this is their first real match?
I'm not sure if we watched. I think only you watched, but...
Oh. But you watched it because you're researching the teams, RDO, of
Oh,
course.
yes, sure,
Yes,
yes.
exactly. There you go.
I mean, I'm not sure about this new team because they lost the Parker, right? And now they have the Lumiere. Maybe they're gonna surprise us. They had a rough time last season. Maybe this time they can pull up a top 3. I wasn't expecting them to win against Beast Coast anyway, because Beast Coast is just better team after all.
Sure. Were you there on my panel for Infinity? I don't think so.
Nope, I wasn't.
Okay. But you watched it because you're a good researcher, aren't you?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, there you go. When we talked about that game, we saw not the best draft for Infinity, some would say. They were a little bit all over the place, which was kind of their issue as well last season. Last season, they pioneered a special drafting style called no stuns. It was not effective. It was pretty bad. What did you think of them this season? Do you see any improvements? Do you feel like there's some things they need to touch up on in the drafting phase?
As you guys are saying, like, just by losing Parker, I think the Infinity is just behind, you know. I think Parker just adds too much on every team that he's playing. He's just outstanding playing carry nowadays. Oh, we already have the ref.
This is exciting.
Wow.
A punch?
And Marcy.
Yeah. All right.
We finally
New
see
meta.
some Marcy. Nice.
All right, so one thing I remember about Infinity Team from last season is that they usually pick some weird heroes for Mariano on offlane, and
Yeah,
it cost them a lot of games for doing that. I hope this Purge's not offlane, because it might be bad against Beastmaster. It might be bad.
just
You-
played Pudge offlane on pub yesterday, and I think it's pretty good. I don't know, the hero seems extremely broken offlane. Just
I mean,
did
yeah.
too much damage.
Yadaro told us today that he thinks Pudge carry is broken, actually.
Yeah,
So-
we just see yesterday South team winning against Noping with Pudge carry. Like, there was one fight, Pudge was Doom, and everyone was right-clicking him, and he just not died. Was like, what is this? What has happened? Nice Frog, please fix this.
Yeah, I mean the flesh sheep active is kind of broken. I mean we've seen broken picks on both sides, right? Beastmaster's also been very popular for some teams. Or do you find Beastmaster to be the top tier offlaner right now?
Yes, for sure, because now if you counter him by picking heroes that can kill boars, he just go for Wild Axis build, which costs 65 mana, and he just wins the game by that, by spamming Axis from far.
Yeah, yesterday we just see that too. There was 2 lanes with Beastmaster against Bristleback, and Beastmaster were just focusing X, and Bristleback was kind of sad. One of these lanes, Bristleback just died because of the stacks of the axes. So I think it's pretty good right now, the 0. I really like this Marcy pick. Wanna
Yeah.
see in action. I think
Well, we've seen
Marcy is the new Tiny, but
Okay.
people are banning. Most of the games, people just ban Marcy and Tiny, and most teams doesn't value D0 too much, so we don't see much opportunity to see me in action.
In other regions she's
So-
been picked a lot, and she has a little bit better win rate.
We're gonna see if Infinity studied the Tempest team if they ban Trine, because last time Wu just literally gave us an interview saying that Vlad's hero plus Trine is good. It was the
Yep.
Visage plus Trine, right? And they're not banning the Trine yet.
That's why you gotta watch the interviews, you know. Infinity, not only are they famous for not watching the interviews, they're famous for dodging them when I ask them for it. So, you know, if this bites them in the ass, I would be happy with that. We'll see. Do you think it's a good train game? Like, did you agree with this idea, by the way, he was talking about?
Yes, it's good because Trent is a strong hero on meta because it defends towers, has a solid lane, and if it doesn't have to buy Vlad, can go for like Blink or whatever he needs. It's just too good for the hero, you know.
Yeah, the 0 has a high win rate right now. It's a KJ former Wolf team. It's just spamming the 0. He has 63% win rate in 41 matches.
Wow.
The 0 is really strong.
Wow, that's a very good win rate, actually.
I think
Oh, they go for the Phoenix instead.
few people know that the 0 is strong, especially with the lead seed build. It heals too much.
What's the lead sheet build? Do you max lead sheet first?
Yeah, people are doing this.
Okay. So what do you go, like 1-3-1? Or how do you build it?
You go 1-0-3, just get lead seed,
sorry,
then you get
1-0-3,
you get the
okay.
armor.
Okay, alright.
Pretty strong. Heals too much.
They pick up the Phoenix, that's gonna be their percentage damage to deal with a potential Pudge. Infinity respond with Alina. Is Phoenix good against the Pudge with the Sunray?
I think the heroes that is decent against Pudge is heroes that do physical damage. Most of the heroes that go for magical damage doesn't do that much. I think TA is one of the most reliable heroes against Pudge because of the armor reduction. Pudge doesn't have much armor, so just right clicks him and he dies if you have too much damage and armor reduction. Phoenix may, how can I say, may deal with him on the late game with the HP reduction, but I think they need some damage, you know, some right click here. I don't know. I think it was Bowie who posted on Twitter like 5 heroes spamming spells at Pudge with Flash Hip level 4, and Pudge was not taking any damage.
Yeah.
I think it's like Leshark, Jugger spinning, and there was 2 more heroes.
Scarf Mage.
I don't quite remember.
I think
Yeah,
it was Scarf
Skyrock.
Mage, Mystic Flare. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what is this. So broken right now.
It's new meta, new meta. Finally, Pudge spammers rejoice. There's the Invoker picked up by Tempest, no? As they don't have many solutions to this Pudge just yet, and the fact that they picked Grimstroke Marcy now determines that Pudge is most likely core. RDO, you're my carry guy. You do believe in the Pudge carry for this draft? Is that possible? Insta kills boards. Unkillable with this draft?
I'm a bit concerned of this Pudge pick. I don't think it's that good on this game because he's playing against Beastmaster, and Beastmaster, like, it gives a lot of team fight, and it's also a Zoo hero. Pudge can deal with Beastmaster lane, but once he gets like Dom and Boars and play a team fight, I don't think Pudge will be that useful, especially playing against Vessel Buyer as Invoker and Phoenix with third spell.
Okay, I see you're not a believer, Lord RDO. Okay, Infinity will maybe have to prove it to you.
RDO is like the classic carries. Just get Luna, TB, stuff like that. He doesn't like this weird stuff happening, you know?
Yes, I don't like it at all.
You know the
I
Pudge
enjoy
carry.
I like to watch.
You know the first Pudge carry ever played in a competitive Dota match actually came from one of your countrymen, RDO. It was ADR when he played carry for a small amount of time, 2.5 years ago, and he played Pudge carry. He built AC first, went AC BKB.
He won?
Jesus Christ.
He did win. He did win. It was actually kind of broken. Yeah.
Do you remember against who he played?
No, it was one of the qualifier games.
Oh yeah, probably some noob team. I'm not flaming, of course. Just...
I don't know. The team had this carry. I don't know if I remember. It started with an R. It's like RDO or something like that. I don't remember. Some sort of noob.
I like these dudes at ban.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just protecting. I think Pudge is going to be carry. Like, we just seen Greenstroke with Pudge. Yeah, they just banned. Yeah, it's Pudge carry 100%. They are protected Pudge. They just banned TB, Ursa, Medusa, and Templar. 4 heroes that is really decent against Pudge. Medusa especially because was Matumba Man who first did this Pudge carry on Europe. I think it was his team when the patch come over.
Yeah, it was wicked against Goon Squad.
Yeah, they just played against Duza, and Duza just destroyed Pudge in the late game. So they're just trying to prevent that. And as I said, the physical damage from Templar, it's a big deal, especially because you have Lina, who has low armor. Like, Templar just jumps Lina and she's dead.
We'll look at a final pick for Tempest as well. We haven't really talked about this one because we're so excited about the Pudge. They need to carry themselves, right? So, what options would you look at, Rayur?
For Tempest, let me see. Most of the heroes that are interesting to play against Pudge are banned. Like, these 4 heroes that Infinity are just protecting Pudge are a big deal. Let me check here. This is a new matchup, so we don't see, how can I say, we didn't see so many matchups to get a real response on how we deal with Pudge. We know few heroes that deal with him. Maybe Slark, but I don't know, seems like a strange.
Is that
Slark
a hero?
game. Yeah. I like this hero, it deals with Pudge, but I don't know.
Have you seen how SCCC is spamming him, apparently, according to Bowie, in his pubs? Going for the Soul Ring build again. There it is, Pudge carry, RDO. We're gonna see it.
Oh my god.
What have they done?
I mean, they can... Actually, they cannot... I'm not sure... I don't remember how Bloodseeker lane is against Sand King, but it should be good against Pudge, because the Shard, and the Shard is like pure damage, inflicting on your max HP, right? So if you hit the 3k HP Pudge as Bloodseeker, you should heal a lot. I don't know maths, but it should be a lot of damage.
Isn't this a free anti-mage game, RDO?
Yes, but anti-mage in competitive is kind of a bait. Yes, the Bloodseeker.
Yeah.
It's call or deal. I also love the Bloodseeker pick. It's kind of a free Bloodseeker pick as well. Like, most of the picks are weak against him.
Yes. I'm
He's
only
really good
a
in
bit
the lane.
concerned of the Phoenix Bloodseeker lane, because Phoenix doesn't
Yeah.
really help you. It's not a stun,
Sure.
it's not a slow, it's just a Phoenix.
It's really trash.
It's just the Phoenix. Okay. So then with that RDO, I mean, I think I know where you're leaning, but are you a believer in the Pudge carry RDO, or are you going to go against it?
I'll go against it. I've never jinxed the Tempest guy, so I'm Tempest today. At least for this game.
All right. Not a believer in Pudge carry. Ryu, are you gonna be faithful? Are you gonna be progressive here?
100% with Pudge carry.
It's all about the Pudge. Do you think the Bloodseeker will be a threat though?
I think the draft is well stood against with Pudge. They're playing really with Pudge this game. I really like the Greenstroke pick, the Marcy pick. They're trying to protect the Pudge. I'm studing with Pudge this game. I really enjoyed the Infinity draft, and I like weird stuff happening.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. All right. So here we have the quintessential battle: conservative versus progressive. Who will win? Is it the old carry meta, or it'll be the new Pudges coming to dominate? The Zoomers of the picks. We're gonna have to see as we go over to our wonderful casting pair. It's Gareth and Lacoste.
Thank you, Arvo. Yeah, the Pudge progressives, as we see him here in the carry role for Lumiere. Tempest against Infinity Lacoste. Does Tempest have the answers to this Pudge protected by so many powerful beings?
They do. I mean, I've seen this Pudge carry. Looks good first, like 30 minutes of the game, and then starts to fall off. A couple of things to mention, like Sanking needs to have a good game, I would say.
Yeah.
Sanking, a hero that got nerfed heavily. Like, first, when I read the patch changes, the C changes, I was like, well, you know, the hero might still be playable, but it really does hurt him a lot. Like, every single ability shard, everything was nerfed, so he's not as strong as he was before. Looking at the laning stage for Tempest, I think what they could do, because Panel talked about it, is like Phoenix might not be the strongest laner for Bloodseeker, because you don't have like a setup, so they might have like Snapfire standing in instead. Looking by the items, I'm going to say it's not going to happen, because I see Phoenix with the headdress, but they still might swap things around. I would love to see Snapfire plus Bloodseeker, because you can just cookie, you can Scatterblast as well. You're going to be playing against a melee hero. Also, you dish out a bit more damage, and it's also about like, because Beastmaster will definitely like play aggressive on the offlane with the Wild Axis build, and then that means your Bloodseeker is going to have a lot of move speed, so very good against the Sanking, especially if they drop him low. Looking good. One more thing to notice is they do have a combo, Grimstroke plus Pudge, like Leash into Dismember, double Dismember. It's still not fixed. Rot, if you use Rot during it, it cancels it.
30 seconds to battle.
Yes. Last time I tested it, and I tested it like a month ago. Yeah, like three and a half years ago I tested it.
One that felt like a point the panel was bringing up with, you know, Invoker against Lina, the Phoenix in this lane matchup, that he's going to be position 5 and have a rough time. Is that going to be a problem for Tempest to come out of the lanes with something against this Pudge?
I don't think so. I mean, Pudge is that hero that, like, you land a good hook, you're going to look good. You miss a hook, it's going to be very difficult. I think they have what it takes to destroy this lane, having Snapfire with the cookie. Look at him. They're already zoning him out.
Yeah, they send the boar in there. Slot in with Scatterblast level 1 was having a peek, looking for Lumiere. He's going to hook the boar. Sweet, sweet meat of
Completely out of mana. You have 20 mana. Also, Gennok, he TP'd bottom, so he doesn't have a TP. They're going to use a Mango on Pudge. But I feel like this lane should do well. Like, they have 2 repositioning tools. I don't think, like, it's also 2 melee heroes against Snapfire, who does benefit from the Scatterblast quite a lot, and also Beastmaster. He might even go for more points in board this time around. Like, yeah, Pudge can hook the boar, but this hero doesn't have infinite mana. Like, it's not like, oh, every single time he summons the boar, I'm gonna hook it. It just doesn't work that way.
And it's like you said, right? Double melee heroes. It's not just the snap range. It's also the boars having range as well, which can be incredibly irritating. quick little dispose there from Marcy, just to get some damage on the Sladin, but Wave trending towards Dire side, going to be held here by Draken and Sladin. Get themselves to level 2 as quickly as they can. And looking into these other lanes, the top lane has been a bit interesting. Back and forth between Mariano and Kataro. Bloodseeker very low. But this is a kill lane, isn't it? Grimstroke, Sand King have so much at their disposal.
It is. Next time Bloodseeker steps forward, probably going to be a kill, because they hit level 2. Grimstroke.
There they go. Straight in on him. He pops his stick. He's back to 200 HP, allowing the Fiery Spirits and the dive onto Prada. Mariano has a Fairy Fire. He's out of mana, no Sandstorm. So chased and hunted by the Bloodseeker. I don't think they want to go... Oh, are they going to dive this tier 1? No, Mariano sidesteps the Blood Right. Gets away from that bit of damage. And they will just reset, salve up, and continue that lane.
Both heroes do have Headrest, so there's going to be a lot of regen. Bloodseeker, of course, benefits more, especially with this zoning, because he is getting some extra HP from the Thirst. He just brought a Boots of Speed, so his chase potential is going to be pretty big. This is how you need to play this lane. Like, you need to play aggressive, try to trade regen, force them to use their regen, and then heal up. Pretty similar to, I would say, how Anti-Mage plays against Sand King. He goes in, burns his mana, and then... like resets, and then you know that he doesn't have... It's a similar concept, not the same thing.
It's like the first 3 levels are pivotal for you, right?
Yeah, exactly. You need to have advantage, and they do, because this Bloodseeker is 13-5, Sand King is sitting at 6-1. I thought that Grimstroke would have Inkswell at the same time.
Draken gets cookied. Sladin salving himself while Genek, slowed by the boars, will get himself back under tower. But now Radiant side, and that last salve they have, going to try and heal the Marcy up, but Lumiere sitting half HP with 3-1 charges, going to have to use that tower protection to regen himself back up. This is a good spot for the Dire to be, because they've got their spells available once again. If someone steps out of line, they can go for that kill.
Yeah, I also like what Draken is doing, getting the second point in the boar, and also just Inner Beast to be able to trade. Like, Axes is very, very good spell, but in this lane, like, you need to make an adjustment, play, you know, like an old Beastmaster, pretty much, because, like, VC the power of it. And also Sladin, he's going in for Soul Ring. This is something that I don't think I've seen, but I like it a lot, especially against this matchup. Big hook on the creep.
Got him. But yeah, it comes back to your point again, right? Sladin knows that he's the one ranged hero against double melee. He's not really going to get touched unless he goes too far
Every single
forward
time
or
they
he
get
hooked.
close, it's gonna be like Soul Ring into Scatterblast.
Yeah. His turn on them as Catyu picks up that kill on Mariano.
We already see the difficulties from Infinity's draft, like bottom lane struggling a little bit, mid lane's doing okay. It's Lina against Invoker. Like, Lina also got a buff, Fiery Soul, extra 3 seconds. This is like huge buff. 3 seconds for that kind of an ability is pretty insane.
That's bonkers stuff. Is Invoker... He was ahead in the CS for quite some time. I don't know, in my head I thought this was maybe mildly Lina favored. Is this just dead even?
So. I'd say so. I'm not sure what happened. Like, sometimes it happens, like you miss a couple of CS, then you don't bring your Null Talisman, so you miss a couple more CS.
Well, Draken.
Bottom.
Yeah, getting gone on, hooked, disposed, the boars will slow, and in comes Sladin. TP's down, and looks for Lumiere. Doesn't have Scatterblast yet. The right clicks will attempt to get the job done, but Genek will slow them
Looking
down,
for the
dispose
hook.
her back, and the hook comes in, but misses the Snapfire. Flips on to the Marcy instead, and Sladin's going for the suicide mission, but doesn't take down the Pudge.
Extra regeneration kicking in, that Ring of Regen, Tower Regen, plus a tower, keeping him alive.
A fortunate kill for them to get. It looked like both of them are dropping real low, and another dispose into hook on the tower. They've got him this time, but Draken, he turns and swings his axe, pummels the Pudge. Not even dead.
There's no way he lives. He's pinging it out. Draken's like, someone, anyone, please. Marcy's out of mana. He's okay. He summoned the boar. There's going to be the slow. So this helm, keeping him alive underneath the tower. Extra armor, extra regeneration as well for him.
That was meant to be your play. The dispose into hook under tower. Then you lose the Pudge. You don't even get the kill on Beastmaster. And now we're looking at rotations. As it looks like Invoker going to have a crack at the Marcy with a Tornado EMP. Cold Snap will slowly chip away at her, and there is no escaping, especially with her thirst. We'll see her every step of the way.
Also, PP is not there to land a stun, so Marcy, I don't know if you even use Fairy Fire and Magic Stick. I think you just save it for the next fight. Yes.
Maybe some misses uphill. You're still dead here. Just hold them. Now this has left Kotaro in a 1v1 against the Sand
That's
King.
big. This is huge.
Oh, they're diving into Lina?
Yeah, he got the Urn of Shadows charge from that kill. I think it just got delivered. Yeah, it just got delivered because I was seeing the courier.
And look at where Sladin is. Comes in from behind. Katyu was waiting from the northern side, and another Tornado AMP. Parada was here trying to maybe save the Lina or force a fight around this tier 1, but they come in and clean up 2 kills. Katyu,
he's also dead.
Back. Genek, he spent all of his spells to get a kill on the Phoenix, but now scatter blasted and caught up with this urn charge on him. Sebas and Sladin, they're diving this. Cookie forward. Sebas so close to getting this kill on Marcy, but he's going to have to give up on it now. Bloodseeker will be allowed to come in from the side, and actually the urn charge gives him the double kill.
Sebas just exploded on a mid lane. Like, getting that Urn of Shadows got him 2 extra kills. 3, actually. And now he's going to be full HP. Has Boots of Speed coming out to him. So, pretty good start for Invoker.
Absolutely. He's top of net worth now. 3,500. Now, even with Bloodseeker having this free farm lane and getting a couple of kills himself. Well, assists, I should say. He's not got any actual kills on Kotaro. But he's got Treads and Javelins swiftly getting into that Maelstrom. And he hasn't been pressured at all. You know, you brought it up. The first 3 levels, the first couple of minutes against that Sand King, he pummeled him into the ground. Mariano now has the jungle. Does have a big ancient stack for him, but it feels like this entire game is Infinity trying to catch up.
Yeah, definitely going to be a game like that. It's just a very difficult draft. Like, Fudge. Bottom, good available.
Inkswell, but the Cookie gets him away, and Invoker's rotation. And Lumiere, yeah, pops the hood and has some one charges. Draken disposed and finished off by Prada. Lumiere incredibly tanky with his flesh heap, but still. Tempest brought the numbers, and now you've got 2 supports kind of stuck down here. Prada will try one last stroke of fate, but Sladin and Sabas will take down the Grim.
Has full Spirit Vessel, I think, on Invoker. Let me see. There's no way that he's that farm.
He's the recipe, right?
Oh, God. Like, you heard about Seb, but have you heard about Sebas? Like, this guy is also having a really good time this game.
Yeah, he's an absolute monster. And he's just immediately smoking with a Snapfire as well. Fake back. Radiant Observer Ward might give a false sense of security here to the Marcy. Yeah, this kind of catch-up game now for the Radiant. Infinity got a lot of work to do to get this Lina involved with kills, get the Pudge out of the laning stage, up and running. And they are moving into mid, but this bottom lane dive, finding the Marcy with Sebas and Sladin. It's another one, another urn charge, another notch on the belt.
Like how Sladin used Cookie to reposition Invoker so he can get the last hit. Nicely done. This is going to be a tower as well. Top tower can still be defended. Like Kotaro with Rupture, he needs Invoker. Invoker's TP is ready, so they can set up the top.
Yeah, they can. They've got really good ward coverage here as the Dire. One behind that bottom tier 1. Couple in towards mid and around triangle.
Ooh,
so they'll know no one farming triangle and only one hero mid means there's got to be quite a lot top. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see them just avoid this because they know that everyone's up there.
They don't have any vision whatsoever, so seeing them not rotate seems like they're just going to take it slow. Phoenix, Katyu, level 6 already, pre-10 minutes. Wow. The other support is also level 6, so I don't think they can ask for a better game.
Yeah, with Supernova and Kisses, they should be able to rip through this Lumiere Pudge. They've burned all of his mana. They all moved up top to try and push tier 1, but you're losing your Pudge in the mid. The Kisses, the Fiery Spirits, Mariano's there on the Phoenix, though. Katyu has to dive and might think about the Supernova as he gets it off, as the Genek Marcy lands. But the Unleashed doing good work with that attack speed buff. Grimstroke evaporates, though. And Marcy now stuck in between 3 Dire heroes, surrounded. A 3-for-1 trade. Tier 1 mid's going to fall with a catapult wave. And Tempest looking hot.
I don't think that, because they TP'd with Marcy top, maybe they like got an extra hero. If Marcy was there to potentially like throw Pudge out of the trouble and then just get out, maybe it would be like potentially a tower defense with no real casualties. And now Tempest, they smoke as well. This is going to be full Spirit Vessel, 11 minutes in, done. They're haunting. They have an Observer Ward that is scouting out the big enemy Ancient stack. They can't take it, but they can invade and try to grab some kills.
I sure can. It's just non-stop, isn't it? Relentless stuff from Tempest. Rotate into bot, smoke into mid, come into triangle, attack the Marcy with a Tornado Cold Snap. The Centaur Stomp was also there attempting. A quick jump out with the rebound. And Marcy is safe and sound, but no hook there landing. Tempted by Lumiere.
They were not on the same page with the execution. They needed to wait with either Tornado or Centaur Stomp, but it's all good. You know, some of these things, they do happen. And now they're taking over the control. Like, you're playing against the Beastmaster, you're playing against the Invoker that can go for these early solo pickoffs. What they need is Mariano's Blink Dagger, and he just bought it. So they need to smoke. They need to try to get back into the game with the big epicenter.
Yeah, especially since this is the Brown Boots Bracer Blink Dagger build. Quadruple B. Mariano has to utilize this in getting some big team fights for him and his team. They've got Soulbind, level 3 Inkswell. Marcy's got her kit. We still haven't seen Lina and Pudge really be involved. Lina did go for the Boots of Travel, so can join in fights from afar.
Very greedy build. Like, could potentially... Like, it's one of those items, because Lina, from what I've seen lately, like, it's just too slow. So I've seen Lina's just getting Soul Ring into BKB.
Yeah.
Then getting Boots of Travel, because, like, you still need to be able to protect yourself. Mid is being pinged out. They want to go.
Yeah, they're going into this smoke. Hey, start off on Lumiere. Yannick and Mariano, though, find the Phoenix. Decent pick up there on Catyu, and some money in their pockets as they roar and stomp. The Centaur from Draken allows Sebas to close the gap and get a dominating streak continuation. And the cookie lands, finding the TPing Sand King, and even more charges for that Spirit Vessel of Invoker. And yeah, Roche is wide open.
They do have enough damage to go inside the pit. They do have sustain also from the Blads. Like, Beastmaster has 4 points in the Inner Beast, so extra attack speed from that, from the 4 points in Blood Rage and Alacrity. Like, this Roshan is just gonna melt. I mean, this Pudge, like, this is not your carry. This doesn't feel like carry. He needs to be off to a good start. Has 1 Flash Heap charge. He's not tanky. Also, like, because there's a lot of issues that they faced. One of the issues was, like, Sanking lost the lane. Sometimes Sanking does that, and then you need to recover. There were a lot of stacks. Like, you would also maybe want your Pudge to kill the stacks. By having 2 points in Flash Heap, you're not as tanky. Like, your Rot needs to match the Flash Heap levels so you don't take damage. Like, you can farm the Ancients with it.
Yeah, and even getting PP involved in some of these kills. You know, he got ganked mid, which was unfortunate, but since then he's been off the radar, farming jungle for the most part. Oh yeah, that was Mariano's blink reveal, only killing off the Phoenix and losing a number of heroes in the exchange. It was a 2-for-1 in the end, of course, plus Roshan with the Aegis. But they can't stop, they've got to keep going more. Break themselves out of this real deep spiral pattern that Infinity are currently in with a 6k net worth deficit. Going
a lot of build that Kotaro's going for. BKB into Lincoln Sphere. Oh, they see him.
Invoker. That's the one they want to find. No Aegis, no help, no chance of survival. Maybe if they can find Draken on the way out. Genek blocked by the army of summons. Hellbear with boars trying to kill off the
he jumps back in.
I've got the hook.
Easy hook, easy 100 gold for Pudge. They need to slow down the game. Like, your tower defense is always going to be very good. You're playing against Sanking that can initiate with the Burrow Epi and then, like, follow up from anything, a hook, dispose as well, having, like, 2 repositioning tools. I don't think we're going to see, like, game ending, like, very early on, because they're still going to respect these 2 abilities. It's like same when you're playing against, I don't know, Tiny, Mars, anything that can reposition you. You always got to be careful how you approach the sieges, especially of the tier 3 towers.
Sure do. So a bit of calm from Tempest. As Invoker just settle himself. Defend around that mid-tier 1. Kill off the catapult so Radiant can't push. You can really feel this map getting smaller and smaller. And Mariano can farm out one extra wave bottom, but he's probably going to have to run. And a long line drawn up towards top, where Lumiere is farming, and there's a Prada Grimstroke behind him.
They know that this Pudge
Tempest.
can join a fight. Like, he has a TP, but has no mana. If he TPs, he has one spell.
Yeah, and anyone that gets caught here is just fodder. Marcy nearly burnt alive, but turns into a piggy and sprints away. But it's the big kill in the mid, finding that PP Lina roared and kissed as Mortimer launches the lava towards her. And you've still got this Kataro Bloodseeker holding Aegis for 2 minutes, and they're going to shred through these towers. Little shredder, catapult with alacrity on it, and all the Beastmaster's goodies.
They counter Glyph. They want to keep this tower alive. Sladden even uses mech just to get a little bit of extra tankiness, heal them up, and they also have Ancient Ice Shaman creep. Like, that Ice Fire Bomb, it's not, you know, it looks cool. This creep looks pretty badass, but it doesn't do as much damage. Like, building damage is 25, damage per second 50, so that's 400. It's just 100 damage on a tower. Quick and easy math right there.
So good at that, aren't you?
I am, because I know
like
from before that,
brain.
that it's 100, Gary. That's why.
You just show me your working, Lacoste. You just know the answer. You flip to the back of the book and figured out, oh, look, it's yeah. Question 13A. Of course it's 100. What's the next move for Tempest? Is it just as simple as push out top lane, get a couple more towers? Or do you want them to continue hunting in the jungle, finding pickoffs over and over again?
If they can try to use, like, this Aegis, that'd be great. But yeah, continue to dominate. Like, they have vision advantage. Definitely. And yeah, getting a tier 1 tower on top, I don't think they're gonna go like too heavy on tier 2. They'll try to poke, see what happens if anyone is showing on the lanes, any of the key heroes, and then try to figure out whether they like want to go, because they have still Ancient Ice Shaman creep, Beastmaster aura. It's ton of damage. They know that Infinity does not have a glyph, but they also want to set things up on bottom.
Yeah, Mariano here.
38
Epicenter
seconds.
blink. The vision on that Phoenix gives them a freebie, but Sebas and Slardin, they are coming in. Mariano caught up with a cold snap EMP. Burst down by Kataro, who grabs a double kill. He snuck in behind, found Prada as well. And another 2-for-1 trade. Every time Infinity make a move, they lose out in the numbers.
One thing I noticed about the carry Pudges is, like, even if they have decent amount of farm, it's just like kite potential. If you get, because there's so many. There's so many slows in this game. Like, we're talking about, oh, you have a cold snap on you and just EMP, you're out of mana. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna rot, that's it? Boar slow. Like, you can't move. That's the problem with the hero. You need others to keep them in place.
Yeah, that's meant to be the job of the Sand King, the Grimstroke, and Marcy, I guess. But everyone's having a rough game, so no one really feels that empowerment to go and initiate. Sand King, yeah, I mean, he bought Blink at what? 13 minutes? 12? I guess it was like 12 minutes. He's gone nowhere since then. Buys a Void Stone, I think, now.
I think it might be the full Yule Scepter.
Okay, that's much better than I expected then. I can't see his courier, though.
I can't see the courier. It's somewhere. We're
it's
trying to find
right.
it. Yeah, it's a full Yule
It's
Scepter.
Yule's.
He's
Yeah.
hiding it. Yeah, because I checked the net worth. Just didn't add up.
I was really worried for him there. I was like, hang on a second. It's been a good 7 minutes and he saved up 800 gold. But no, you're right. Full Yules. So a defensive mechanism for him at the very least. And with the game kind of plateauing out right now, Infinity maybe start feeling themselves as the kisses come in, but Lumiere's hooked back the Beastmaster and Mariano PP arrive. Killing off Draken. Tempest still want to try and find a way into this fight, but there's no avenue. Radiant have vision, and Dire have no access point.
Okay, Pudge has Ags, so bigger AoE of Rot, healing reduction, which is okay against the Sunray, against Invoker, also Bloodseeker. Double damage. Let's see if they try to bait. There's still a BKB on Lina.
Oh, she's been
You can
ruptured,
always
though.
BKB TP.
And Ganek goes in on the Bloodseeker. He BKBs himself, and now Marcy in the firing line. Will jump in
Oh, that's
as
not a
well.
good egg.
PP BKBs to focus down the Supernova. Egg down, Mariano in. Snap fire, blown up by the Laguna Blade. Mariano did a great job there just to allow PP to unleash onto that egg.
A bit of a weird fight. They wanted to poke, see when Lina is gonna use her BKB. I think once Lina used BKB, they disengage and take a fight after that. Because Rupture, I don't think you care too much about Rupture, but Phoenix kind of put himself in a difficult spot. Kotaro's definitely gonna wait for his Lincoln Sphere to be ready for the next. He's level 18, 21 minutes in. That's pretty insane.
12,500 net worth as well. It's honestly been a great job by Infinity to keep this game competitive, giving themselves chances, right? That push down to bottom opens up the map for them to get some farm. They've kept up deep ward down there as well. And that last fight, yeah, a little bit awkward, but they're still battling it out till the very last. That net worth lead dropping a bit from around 8k down to 5 now. That's going to come down largely to that next Roshan. 2 minutes time.
So Pudge is going for upgraded hood with Eternal Shroud, the item that got buffed. Like, he can counter EMP, so that's pretty big. Like, you're gonna have mana.
True. Free mana, yeah. As long as they keep playing under their vision, allowing for these soul binds, the hooks, dispose after the pounce in. And yet again, they're smoking. Infinity C-Cat U. Phoenix trying to de-ward, but jumped by Mariano. Yannick with the Unleashed Dispose. Should have some good damage here, but counter-initiation from the Invoker. Maybe trying to save the Phoenix, but he is absolutely dead to rights, while Sladin jumped on himself. Parada's dead to Draken's Beastmaster. Holding the Roar, though, for this. Lina with the BKB up. Laguna Blade nearly killing off the Bloodseeker, but he BKBs and turns. Gets away, and now back in we go. The Sunstrike will land, and Infinity blown up in their own jungle.
That was close. That mech, I think, kept Bloodseeker alive. He gets close, gets some extra HP from the Thirst. Good attempt, I would say, from Infinity. Maybe they could have saved Phoenix for a little bit. He didn't have Supernova ready. Mech came in a little late, but still big W for Tempest. They took the tier 2 tower. They already have the outpost as well. And yeah, waiting for the next Roshan, which is going to spawn in 30 seconds. Well, what did Pudge do that for? I actually haven't noticed.
I generally didn't see him. I don't know. They blinked in with Mariano. There was a Marcy there. Alina was there. I didn't see the Pudge at all. And he's chilling. Good time now for Tempest, though, to take that Radiant Triangle away from Infinity, because that controls the portal, the doorway towards the Roshan's pit. Already with some ward coverage in there, and pushing out top lane as well, so they can hem in their opponents, force them to fight around the dire vision. And now they see Roche is up. Into the pit we go. And the choice now is Infinity's. Doesn't look like they have a smoke on them.
Oof. So now Kotaro picks up both of these. You get Shard for free, which makes these, like, tanky heroes not as tanky anymore. Lumiere looking for an angle. But yeah, Dragon is already there.
The Spirits, Boars, Hawks, the dive bomb's coming. Lumiere tagged by it. Now a Roar is being chain stunned up. The cookie forward, keeping him held in place. Lumiere, Eternal Shroud is not going to save you. Kotaro just sprinting forward will find Mariano. Pass the Burrow Strike to the high ground. Sunstrike's coming. Sebas gets another kill. So now it looks like a pretty simple tier 2 and even a high ground push from Tempest.
Sebas knew exactly what he's going to do, that he's going to immediately try to TP away. They did not have vision on him whatsoever. And I just realized, Gary, Draken is controlling the dragon. I believe that's that's what his nickname means.
Here's the Dragon Master. Where is this dragon now? There it is. Half HP. Coming back into action. But yeah, these cookies from Sladin have been really good. You know, getting Invoker closer to the last hits. Yeah, it's a bit of a meme, but he's absolutely been saving and helping his teammates get in top of their opponents to find these kills time and time again. And now all
Sladin
that tower's gone.
Pretty amazing game, I think. Like, his item build is also what won them the game. Like, him and Beastmaster went for the correct skill/item build, and then they just dominated from there. Also, his rotations, the cookies that you mentioned, now having that mech that kept them alive. Another smoke. They see them.
Goes straight up there to try to de-ward. Sunray and Spirit Vessel, though. Marcy. Dead with buyback. But your high ground might be in trouble soon. Line drawn by Tempest to just go back down bottom, control all three lanes. And I do catch out the Bloodseeker. He's holding Aegis, but the roar onto Pudge. Turn around for Tempest here maybe now as a cookie lands in onto Lumiere. Good borrow from Mariano. Catching two and the Soulbind comes. Silence is out. Bloodseeker has to BKB and try and fight the Dispose. Looking to save the Pudge, but not working out for them. PP standing his ground. Sunstrike incoming. And the Ion Cannon will shred through yet another core hero. Infinity on the run back to their fountain. Yulesing, running, rebounding across as Prada annihilated by the Invoker, who buys out a full BKB as the rest of the team focuses buildings.
It looked good, like the hook into kill on a Bloodseeker, and then he just like has this Lincoln Sphere. Draken uses Shard Hawk to initiate on a Pudge, gets the stun off. Bloodseeker pops a BKB with the Skull Basher and the Aghanim Shard. Like, they're just not as tanky. Like, we saw Lina trying to, fight with also sidekick. It's also level 1 sidekick, so she's not as much lifesteal as you would expect. Still decent amount, like 35. It kept her alive for a short period of time. I think they needed sanking. Like, they definitely needed sank, because I don't remember seeing sanking in that fight.
Yeah,
and
he came in from the
still
side.
Available.
He didn't epi. He had to like blink stun. He stunned 2 of them. But yeah, they didn't have that perfect follow-up which you need to win a team fight. They're kind of casting their spells sporadically, just frantically, throwing things out to maybe try and reset back on their high ground. But they didn't commit, and things didn't work out for them, losing 2 lanes of barracks. Tempest with a dominating lead over them now. I saw the Lina moving under that Sentry plus Observer. She's trying to get out on the map. Find the little remnants of farm that's been left to her by Tempest. There's no rush from them. They could wait for next Roshan if they really wanted to. And at some point, Radiant have to come out of their base to try and do something.
This is pretty standard where you're controlling 2 lanes. You have this high ground ward near the enemy triangle, and you can always cut the wave. The rest of the team is farming up, so you know that other team is going to be playing the bottom part of the map. If they want to play this safe, if they want to wait until next Roche respawns, it's a safe choice. This is DPC. We always say every game matters, but they're also protecting the outpost.
Yeah, they come and TP down here. 2 heroes move, 1 hero TPs. They swarm the outpost and they find the Lina. PP has to BKB TP. No Beastmaster nearby for the Roar. But now it's all 3 lanes controlled by Tempest. Bloodseeker maybe could be cutting top, but it looks like he's just waiting under vision, looking for someone who sneaks out of the base and maybe tries to farm Ancients. Or D-Ward. Probably more likely they try to come D-Ward.
Radiant are scanning.
This next fight has to be perfect for Infinity. They need
Define
so much
perfect,
to go right.
Gary.
Enemy team disconnectors 5?
Like they need 3 spells that goes through Soulbind to win this fight. Like, they need the Dismember, Burrow Strike, and Laguna Blade. Yeah. I feel like I don't see them winning a fight, or they need some like big hook into the base, dispose into tier 4 towers, some kind of a play like that. I don't mind. I know this is like, it's very methodical. Can't blame Tempest for what they're doing, because they're the ones controlling the map. They're getting the most farm. Gold lead that starts to increase. And then, just wait for the next Roche. They're really not in a rush. They are respecting the potential hook that could, it's not, the first one's not going to give them an entry, a comeback, but a couple of those, it's still a possibility. Like, Lina does scale. She just hit level 20. Genic. I would definitely love to see more points in the sidekick. Because right now, like, in a game like this, you need to have a feeling which spell is gonna do more. Because if you think about rebound, rebound's fine, but it still gives same amount of move speed at all levels, which is probably gonna get changed. But looking at the sidekick, how it scales, like damage 20 compared to if it was maxed out 65, and also 3 times less cooldown. That's pretty big.
And jumping to 50% lifesteal helps out greatly as well.
Yeah, and add
Yes.
like Lena's attack speed. We're not talking about
Exactly.
some hero that has like he's not gonna use it on Pudge, but on Lena, hook. He hooked
Got him.
something. I don't know what it was.
A hawk, I guess. Yeah, coming back to your point about the soulbind triple or quadruple spells, it's not just that, is it? As well, they have to get particular heroes. They can't be, spaffing out a Laguna Blade onto a Phoenix. It has to be on this Bloodseeker, this Invoker.
We also haven't mentioned Phoenix with the raid pack, so their damage output is gonna be even less. And Sladin, like he finished Aghanim Scepter on Snapfire, so there's potentially like a save on top of the mech, Glimmer Cape, Sunray. Oh, Mariano's being pinged out. Kataro, if he sees him, he's gonna try to go.
Yeah.
Sunstrike or some
Trying to
vision.
get vision. He's out of there. Oh, the gobble. Chuck him back in. Not going to find him. So, a couple of hooks, and they could find a way back into this game. Any chance is a chance for Dota 2 players to try and weasel themselves towards a win. But what kind of percentage would you give this Radiant team right now, victory-wise?
Less than 1%. I would say.
Less than 1%. You just open up the graph and see a 0. Oh, that's on strike. Spot on. Sebas picking up the Marcy, who attempted to come in and deward, of course, was met with the fury of Tempest. Arcane Rune spawning bottom for the Invoker as well.
I was trying to be
BKB
generous,
unused.
see, maybe there's like some chance, but it's very, very difficult. Roshan spawning in a minute, as you said, so they're gonna wait for that. They have Hawk, Beastmaster, only Hyperstone away from full AC. It's just like the amount of farm that Infinity is getting is very limited. They're also farming super creeps.
Do you like the animation of Flesh Heap? Like the plague, the Black Death all over the Pudge?
Not really. Looks kind of awkward. I don't know. Looks like it's from 2010 or than like from 2022.
Let's put some blobs on him. Definitely need some more particle effects. Like look at this, spell lifesteal effect, the rot effect, and you've got to try and figure out what the other effect is. As they do look towards the Sand King, self-using, burrowing. Any more stuns to cancel a TP? Sebas has it. And again, reclaim that outpost, and Roshan alive in about 5 seconds.
Bloodseeker also hit level 25, so 2 rupture charges. That talent is insane. That talent is so good. It's an old Aghanim Scepter upgrade, new Aghanim Scepter. Kind of meh.
Draken.
One of the worst ones, I'd say. Draken.
Yeah,
That's another
raw.
initiation.
Centaur Stomple thanks to the gobble up and chuck forward. Grimstroke being dived there. Prada blown up with another Sunstrike of Sebas. Bloodseeker moves swiftly towards the towers, even launching Mortimer's Kisses in the back lines, forcing Pudge to Fountain. Third lane now under assault. Glyph expended and about to expire. But Tempest once more respecting the buybacks, respecting that defender's advantage, especially with the hooks and disposers. With Roshan alive, it is a pretty simple wander into the pit to claim this for themselves.
That's gonna be Ags. Let's see who takes it. So Snapfire has it, Bloodseeker is pretty garbanzo. They might give it to him just for the memes. To see what it does. He was like, yeah, I gotta read, guys. Wait a second. It's gonna be Invoker picking it up.
Where have you picked up Garbanzo from? I feel I've just had deja vu. I've asked you this before, haven't I?
I don't know. It's just a nice word to describe some of these abilities.
Just
Like
added it to your
Skyrim
vocab.
Mage Shard. Yeah.
What does Sky Shard do?
Gives armor. Very good.
Sick.
Gobble up, spit in, spit out.
Kill the creep wave with it. It did a job. Maybe not the job they were intending, but it allows them to push high ground. And this is going to be one of your last chances as Infinity. Dealing with mega creeps, not something that's really in their wheelhouse. So Mariano with this Lumiere Pudge, hooking Invoker and catching out the Sand King. Tempest kill off the initiation hero and focus on the Pudge now. Lumiere in all sorts of bother. blasted by the Snapfire. Genic down by his own tier 4s. And PP left with the world on his shoulders. They don't even have the Dismember to eat it, as a Supernova Sunray will be there to burn them alive in their own fountain. Katara with a triple will look for the Ultra, maybe a Rampage, but Mariano's got different ideas. Epi Burrow's there doing great damage, but Sebas and Draken will finish them off.
Very one-sided game, kind of as expected, seeing they tried something new, I guess. It's they picked the heroes that Sanking, Pudge, like it's just not enough team fight. If you look at the Tempest, like they have real heroes. Like bottom lane was a disaster. I don't know. People probably do it in scrims. They see other people doing it. It works out. It's just straight up hit or miss hero. Also, like you need to be able to, like if you think about counters to Pudge, it's gonna be like any damage that persists in the fight. If we're talking about like Viper, if you're talking about Ursa, these type of heroes are always going to do good percentage based because he has a lot of HP. There's so many, and he's very easy to kite. They tried something, it didn't work out. I think you got to stay away from it if you want to try to win this series. Just go with something more stable, I would say, because let me just check the damage dealt.
Yeah, and Tempest, I think most importantly, winning that Bloodseeker Phoenix lane really allowed them to propel themselves into that early game, right?
11,000 damage dealt on this carry Pudge. Like every single hero on side of Tempest had more damage than Pudge. Sure, it's a winning game for them. It's a 50,000 gold lead at the end of the game, but tried something, didn't work out. Don't go for it again.
Well, back to the drawing board for them as Tempest take game 1 here. Of course, starting off this best of 3 with a bang. We'll pass it back to Arvo and the panel, though, and see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah, bang indeed, as does RTO smiling. You notice a little bit of smugness in the smile. That's because the carry Pudge did not work out. The Conservatives win. RTO, it was not good. Like early game, late game, it didn't work out. Was that exactly what you expected?
Yes, you can't pick like Pudge against Beastmaster and pick a mid that doesn't rotate when enemy mid rotates. Like Pudge wanted to extend his lane, but Beastmaster is already a hero that's gonna take her tower and take out of your lane. Plus the Invoker pick, like Pudge cannot play the lane. And also the team fights, Radiant had no team fight besides Senking. Senking was countered, so he had a bad lane, and it ended up with Radiant having 0 team fight when Dire had like Beastmaster, Snapfire, Phoenix.
Right, what happened,
I'm
bro?
sad. They just got destroyed on the lanes. I think the lane stage was the main issue of this game. I was expecting at least the bottom lane to be more decent, but one of the main reasons I think the game was just a steamroller is that Invoker just got 3 kills on the mid lane and just got 3 charges on the Urn of Shadows, what makes a big difference, and they just start snowballing. And I think when Bloodseeker just got the shard too, was kind of hard to push to try to fight, you know, so much stuff to take care. It's Vessel, it's Sunray of Phoenix. Things did not went as expected, but I mean, it was fun to me to watch at least.
It wasn't very fun for Infinity though, as their draft does not pan out, and now they're looking into game 2 against Tempest. They definitely need this win. Did you find though that at least Infinity played well according to this pod? Do you feel like with their draft they just couldn't play at all?
I think they just got out-drafted. Me and RDO was discussing on the private, and like the picks, the way Tempest just conducts the game was really, really well, and the respect by not going high ground. I think Tempest, it's showing us to be a really strong team this season. And I think Infinity just got... They didn't play that well, and they need to reinvent the draft for the next game.
Would you agree with that, RDO?
Yes, don't pick Pudge, pick other heroes, guys. So let's go.
Yep, and this is back. If you guys got to watch a lot of season 1, this is what we season 2. This is what we said last season as well. It was just Papita would try something wild for the first draft. they would not win, and then they would try something normal for the second draft, and then it was too late, and they would usually lose 2-0. But we'll see what happens this time, because they still have another chance, and this time it might just work against Tempest like they did the 2 times that they won last season. Will this be one of them? We're going to have to see as we take a small break and come back with Tempest versus Infinity.